court starts off the new term with cases that could hit religious believers hard. One involves a funeral home and a fired transgender worker. And it could have broader implications for existing civil rights law and invasion of privacy.
It involves a man named Anthony Stevens who worked at a Christian funeral home and announced to his bosses that he wanted to become Amy Stevens and start wearing dresses instead of business suits to work. He was terminated and he sued.
The owner is saying, I believe it's almost a ministry, really, in my business, reaching out to and supporting families who are grieving. And it would be a distraction from that to have someone who is a biological male wearing a dress.
Tom Ross heads up Harris Funeral Homes.
The families that we serve, how would they possibly react to this?
People may think that this case is simply about whether a business can fire someone for being transgender.
John Bursch represents the funeral homes. He says their defeat could have huge and harmful implications.
It can mean the violation of intimate privacy spaces at high schools and colleges, including showers, restrooms, and locker rooms. And it also affects the privacy spaces at shelters, women's shelters, where recently in Alaska, a man who said he was a woman demanded to sleep 3 feet away from women who had been raped and sexually abused.
As for abortion, the court has agreed to take up a Louisiana case that might have a big impact. It would force abortion doctors to have admitting privileges at local hospitals. Pro-choice types say that's too restrictive. Pro-life advocates like Alan Parker of the Justice Foundation say it could strike at the heart of legalized abortion.
The court could use that to overturn Roe v. Wade.
Pro-life advocates showed up at the court last week armed with a petition signed by 250,000 people. It asked the court to overturn Roe v. Wade, the 1973 ruling that legalized abortion. And many believe now is the best opportunity in years to tackle Roe.
There is new evidence, new scientific evidence, new facts that this court needs to consider, and that would justify overturning the precedent of Roe versus Wade.
There's about 10 or 15 cases that could be the one that overturns Roe v. Wade that are moving towards the Supreme Court.
The reason the people who are big advocates for religious liberty hope that the court will take up more of their kind of cases is because, especially with 2 Trump appointees, they feel that the justices are leaning more favorably towards people of faith. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from the Supreme Court.